You know what? Let me tell the truth. It's easier now. When you're going through things, when you're in the middle of hard times, it's hard to tell the truth. You either can't see it clearly or pride and shame keep you from admitting it. The truth is always there. It's just easier to admit after you've been through the storm, after you've lost something and still made it, after you faced your fears and still survived. So allow me. The truth is, I got life wrong for a long time. A long time. I used to think that life was something you did. You got born into it. You grew up in it. You plan for it. And you die in it. You know, the things you do. And yeah, eventually I hit that brick wall. I crashed and burned. I watched everything I'd worked for fall apart. I was broke. I had nowhere to go. And most terrifying, I had nowhere to be. I mean, there I was, Mr. Productivity, the doer, and I was stuck. Yeah, that woke me up to something. I wish somebody had told me what Soren Kierkegaard said about life. He described life not as a mystery to be solved, but as an experience to be had. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that what's really going on? The experiences. I missed that. I was hooked on solving the mystery, and I forgot about the experience. And I know for a fact that at least one of you out there listening to this is making an absolute mess of things by doing the same thing I was doing. I'll bet I'm right. I'll bet you feel tense most of the time. I bet you can't even describe the sort of pressure you're under because it's not even clear to you. Are you starting to see things in your life ripping at the seams? Are you seeing the small cracks in your world showing up yet? Are you struggling with satisfaction? Tell the truth, because what's coming next is a brick wall. Tell the truth. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm afraid I may not be enough. I wonder if I really deserve this. I'm worried he's going to leave me. I know I'm the reason she's not happy. Fear is holding me back. Tell the truth. When you start being honest with yourself, you're giving yourself permission to grow. Life is an experience to be had. Yeah, that sounds good, but what does it mean? How do I know I'm having an experience? Because most of my time is spent in school, at work, on bills, or on kids. That's right. You spend all your time doing something you secretly hope will produce an experience of satisfaction, an experience of love and belonging, some kind of an experience. Why are you doing the things you're doing? Do you ever wonder that? Do you ever wonder why? It's for an experience. And all an experience is a feeling. That's all it is. An experience is just a feeling. I had to wake up to a new question. The question wasn't, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? The question was, how do I want to feel for the rest of my life? It was a question that made all the difference. I had been using things, plans, money, career, people to produce an experience, a feeling. What I decided to do was to use the experience to produce the things. The right plans, the right money, the right career, the right people. Where you came from and what happened to you will always set your agenda if you're not careful. The fear of being poor doesn't always set a good agenda. A fear of vulnerability doesn't always set a good agenda. The fear of being rejected and unloved doesn't always set a good agenda. And you notice the agenda in the things you do, in the relationships you can't keep, in the money you keep losing, in the jobs you keep taking, in the abuse you keep allowing. I can go on and on. So you want to have a new agenda, one set by the experiences you actually want to have. Instead of waking up in the morning and focusing on the job, wake up in the morning and focus on the experience you want to have. Choose your experience. You want the experience of satisfaction? Then choose it. Make that experience the center of your universe for that day. Make it your filter. Anything that happens has to go through your satisfaction filter. So even in the bad, there's a kernel of satisfaction. Your car started this morning. Satisfaction. Name it. They made your coffee the wrong way today, but somebody apologized for it. Satisfaction. Name it. Rough day at work today, but somebody said thank you. Satisfaction. Name it. I keep saying name it because I want you to call it out. I want you to be able to show yourself that you are capable of satisfaction. And that satisfaction is not tied to some specific thing you have to do. You keep this up, and you'll eventually notice that the things you do seem to be organized and prioritized by your desire for and focus on satisfaction. Satisfaction sets the agenda. The agenda is no longer driven by the things you do, but instead by the experience you want. Behind the scenes, of course, what's happening is that your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are syncing up, and your brain is rewiring itself to point out satisfaction. If this becomes a daily habit, one day you can look back over 5 years and say, I am satisfied. And this time, you'll actually mean it. It happened to me. I still do this. You can choose your experience right now, and your world will reorganize itself to give you that experience. But beware, bringing in experiences like love when you haven't felt loved can first take you down before it brings you up. This is the shadow side that the experience-driven agenda will make you face before the experience of real love appears. But I'll have more on that later. My name is Angelo, and I'm the Motivator.